Good morning, South Aiken, or good afternoon, rather, and welcome to the 2021-2022 school year at South Aiken High School. First, let me apologize for the method in which you are receiving this video. Sometimes you have technical difficulties. I recorded a good hour worth of footage yesterday, went to upload it last night when I got home, and none of it played. So I can see it on my phone. It won't go into the computer. So I apologize for that. So I'm having to do this a little bit on the fly. But once again, welcome. I'm excited to see you, excited to have you all back, and so we can have a productive year. I know there have been a lot of things that have been up in the air and been different. But once again, just to see your smiling faces and to have the opportunity to educate you all is so important, and I'm happy to be here. So first of all, South Aiken High School, where all means all. Where all that second all is capitalized, meaning we want all students to achieve, learn, and lead. So it's a big goal, it's a big target, but I believe that every single one of you is important, every single one of you has value, every single one of you has potential. And we want to make sure that we are not leaving anybody behind. It's a big goal. Sometimes people don't cooperate, but we want to make sure that we are looking out for you and looking out for your best interests. With that being in mind, I want to just outline a couple of things for you. First, South Aiken High School, our number one priority for you is safety and security. I know we want to educate. I know I just finished talking about that. But before anybody can do anything, if you're talking about Maslow's hierarchy needs, safety and security and shelter is number one before you can do anything else. So we want to make sure that we're keeping you safe, making sure that we are keeping you healthy. Um, Please, if you look around the building, at the doors, there's a sign that says ignore the door. Please do not open any exterior doors for any reason whatsoever. If a person needs to get inside this building, they have a key. If they are trying to knock on the door, send them to the front of the building. You all, when you come late to school or when you're arriving to school, come to the front of the building. All access to this building from the exterior happens at the front of this building. So please make sure if you see somebody trying to get in the door, don't open it for them. Ignore that door, tell them to go to the front of the building, and we'll let them in from there. Also, we're talking about safety as well. Water bottle fillers are around this building. We have a number of those. You can use those water bottle fillers to fill up your water bottles, but the spigot on the bottom side is not allowed to be used. We don't want everybody drinking after each other on those things. So please, once again, do not use those. And they're covered up by duct tape and plastic and all those other things, so don't use those. Masks are optional. Okay, once again, masks are optional. If you want to wear a mask, fine. If you do not want to wear a mask, fine. But it is completely your option what you want to do in that regard. All right. So, again, always want to talk about safety and security, but everybody here plays a part in the safety and security of South Aiken High School. So please make sure you're doing your part. If you see something, say something. If you hear something that is off, make sure you let somebody know so we can deal with it. Your administrators, your counselors, a teacher, please make sure you let them know if you see something that you think is not right, or is a concern. Let us know. Same thing goes with bullying, uh, vaping. And let me stop at vaping for a minute. All right. Unlike a lot of places, I'm going to be very straightforward and honest with you about how things are. Vaping is an issue at South Aiken. It has been an issue, and we are working to correct it. But you all play a part in that as well. In the past 3 years, past 3 school years, we have confiscated 0 cigarettes. I'll say that again. We have confiscated 0 cigarettes. We've confiscated a ton of vapes. We've confiscated 0 cigarettes. So it has become an issue. And we want to make sure that you all know that we know it's an issue and we are working on dealing with it. If you're caught with a vape, there will be school consequences as well as law enforcement consequences as well. Okay, there'll be school consequences as well as law enforcement consequences. We've educated our teachers on the processes when it comes to vapes. I've got tons of them. I mean, just sitting in my desk. More, just sitting in my desk. And that's just my desk. Okay, my other admin, my SRO, they all have them sitting in their desks as well. All right, so please refrain from that. If you haven't heard, the state of North Carolina sued a manufacturer of vapor cigarettes and won a $40 million lawsuit because they were advertising specifically to get kids hooked. There's a lot of things in those cigarettes that you don't even know what they are. They have addictive properties. All right, they have poisonous properties. We've had students that had to be transported to the hospital because they got a vape from somebody else and they had no idea what was in it. So please make sure that you are not participating in that. And if you know somebody else that is participating, please let us know. We'll deal with it. All right, and we keep your confidence in that regard. We do not share. If somebody comes and tells us something, if somebody comes and lets us know that there's an issue, we do not tell where we get the information from. Okay, your confidence is always protected on that. Now, I've talked to my teachers a lot about this, and it's very important to know why we're here. I'm here because I love people and I want to see them be successful. I want to do everything within my power to see them be successful. Your teachers have a reason why they're here. Your administrators have a reason why you're here. But why are you here? Some of you may say it's because I have to be. I'm underage. I'm required by law. But I want you to consider another reason. Why are you here? You have to legally be here until a certain age. But also, what do you want to accomplish? If you turn 18 or you've been in school for 12 years, this is a very, very small portion of your life. There's a lot more to go. So why are you here? What do you want to do next? What do you want to do next? What do you want to do to make yourself a productive, responsible citizen? To make sure that you are socially prepared, mentally prepared, so that you can go on and make money, raise a family, get married, do all those things. Okay, what are you doing now? And I say that now, this school, South Aiken High School, that is our job to help you find that niche, that area to where you can be a successful citizen after you graduate. So that why is a private thing, but it's also an important thing. Why are you here? Why are you spending day in and day out here? And what do you want to get out of it? All right. There are certain requirements, absolutely. Okay. And I used to tell my players this all the time. Sometimes you have to, and a lot of times, you have to do what you do not want to do in order to do what you want to do. Now that sounds a little convoluted, but let me break it down like this. I don't like getting up early in the mornings. Okay, I'm not a morning person. If in order for me to lose weight, because I need to lose a couple pounds, it would require me to get up early in the mornings. Okay, that because I want to go on vacation. I want to take my shirt off and have a good time and all that. Okay, but I'm not where I feel comfortable doing that. So that means I need to lose weight. But in order to do that, that means I got to get up early. I don't want to get up early, but in order to do what I want to do later, I've got to do something that in order to do what I want to do later, I've got to do something that I don't want to do now. Sometimes a lot of times that's the trade-off. Do what you don't want to do now so you can do what you want to do later. Okay, I come to work every day. I get paid a salary because I have bills to pay. I have things that are required of me. But the same thing for you all. There are certain things that are required of you so you can do what you want to do later. All right, so let's make sure we're doing those things. Now, who are we at South Aiken? We are an AP Academy, an Advanced Placement Academy. One of the goals of being an AP Academy is we want every student to take at least one AP course before they graduate. Some of you may be sitting there thinking, I'm not an AP student, AP is not for me. I disagree. We offer 23 AP courses, and I believe there is something there for you that you can be successful in and that you can gain the skills that are necessary to be successful. AP is not, once I say it, I'm going to say this again, is not strictly for students who are going to college. AP is designed to give you and provide you an opportunity to use skills that are transferable to anywhere. Critical thinking, writing, reading, speaking, all of those skills that are required to be successful in an AP class are transferable way beyond high school. So don't just say, well, I'm not going to college. There's no need for me to take an AP course. No, that is not true. Okay? If we go into the workforce, it's going to help. You go into raise a family, it's going to help. You go into being an adult, it's going to help. So I encourage you to take that challenge. And if you're just struggling trying to figure out which course would be the right one for you, talk to your counselor. Ms. Schaefer is our AP coordinator. Talk to her. There's something there for you. We just got to find what it is. All right. We also offer numerous career technology education opportunities at South Aiken. Welding, culinary, business. We offer some computer science courses as well. Then we also have our career center, which offers courses in diesel technology, barbering, cosmetology, nail technician, computer-aided drafting and design, law enforcement. There are so many opportunities that we would love for you to take advantage of. There's something here that interests you. There's something something in this district that interests you. Let's make sure we attach you to it. So again, you can have that and have another level of enjoyment, and maybe find an area that can make you successful later on down the road. And then we also built in a partnership this year with Aiken Technical College. Some of you are still not sure. So you haven't taken an AP course, you haven't taken a CTE course, and you're in your senior year. You're not sure what you want to do. We have a production operator certificate agreement with Aiken Technical College. And with the courses that you take there can help better prepare you to get a job here in town, okay, or somewhere else in the nation. And we're targeting that specific course for seniors who have early dismissal and just aren't sure what they're going to do next. Well, we got it through Aiken Tech. The tuition is free. Okay, tuition is free, and we can get you started with that immediately. Same thing with nuclear fundamentals. All right, our site, which helps pay for it, our nuclear site, which is right down the road, which helps pay for that, has a course for juniors and seniors. And we're looking at maybe 4 or 5 juniors and seniors. For juniors, I'm sorry, to take that process and be able to better prepare to be working out at the nuclear site. All right. So we have a number of different partnerships, and if you have questions, ask your counselor. They are fully aware of it. When you have your IGPs, ask those questions. Now, moving right along, extracurricular activities. Again, there are a number of different opportunities for you to be successful here at South Aiken. We have athletics: football, basketball, baseball, track, swimming, wrestling, tennis, golf. I'm sure I'm leaving somebody out. Volleyball, cross country. There are softball. There are a number of different athletic opportunities. If athletics is not your thing, we also have fine arts, theater, drama, art, band, chorus. All right. So one of those is not your thing. We also have clubs, student council, DECA, Mu Alpha Theta. Mu Alpha Theta is a really good one. It's a math honor society. Are you looking to help students? Are you gifted in math, or are you just good in math, or you just enjoy math and you want to help other students? Mu Alpha Theta is a good one. We also have some things that are just a little bit different. This year, we are trying to start a bass fishing club. We're looking at trying to start an archery club. If there's an interest there, if there's something you like doing, we'll look at it. See if there's a faculty member who would love to advise it, and we'll try and move forward from there. So don't just come to school and say, I'm coming here and I'm leaving. There's a lot more to offer, and we want you to take advantage of it. Next up, building cleanliness. Building cleanliness. Last year, we shut down Powwow for a couple of days because people were just leaving trash anywhere and everywhere. I don't want to do that again. That's not something I enjoy doing. I know the benefits of Powwow. I know how I can help a lot of students. So I'm going to institute something. I'm going to call it, what are we going to call it? We're going to call it Don't Pass the Trash. Okay? Don't pass the trash. If you see some trash, pick it up. Okay? If you're in the cafeteria, you see somebody leave it, pick it up. But also be that socially and personally responsible person. If you are drinking something, you're eating something, you got a piece of paper, don't just leave it where it is. Throw it in the trash. Okay? Throw it in the trash. It will help tremendously with keeping this building clean. All right? I know that I may be asking something of you that you might not be used to. Throw your trash away. It will help tremendously. And if you see something on the ground, pick it up. Don't pass that trash. All right? It takes very little effort to bend down, pick it up, put it in the next trash can you get to. Walk to the restroom, wash your hands, keep on moving. Okay? So don't pass that trash. Attendance. Attendance is vitally important. One of the biggest reasons we see why a student may or may not be successful at South Aiken is because they have poor attendance. We're asking for you to be in school every day and be on time to school and be on time to your classes. Now, again, we're under COVID. We're under the cloud of COVID. If you're feeling sick, stay home. Okay, if you're feeling sick, stay home. But if you're not, come to school and be on time. I say this a lot, and some people get squeamish about it. I can guarantee you employment if you can do three things when you graduate. If you can show up on time, if you can show up to work every day, and if you can pass a drug test. We talked about vaping. We talked about attendance. We're going to talk about tardies. Show up if we can practice those skills now, because when you get to be an adult, it gets a whole lot harder to break habits. So let's practice those skills now. Come to school every day. When you get to school, be on time to your classes. Okay, and then leave the vaping alone. Leave all those other side activities alone. I promise you, it is not worth it. All right. The code of conduct, which every single one of you got this morning, which is this book right here, Aiken County Code of Conduct, is Aiken County's code of conduct for behavior and other things that happen. It talks about vaping in there. It talks about fights. Talks about cell phones. Talks about tardies. Tardies is our #1 offense. And if you go to any high school in the nation, tardies is going to be your #1 offense. Okay, people being late to class. We have a 1-minute warning bell. You know where your classes are. Well, you'll eventually know where your classes are. Let's make sure we're being on time. Let's make sure we're doing that little thing, and then showing every day. Okay, but make sure you familiarize yourself with this, with the code of conduct. This page right here, I open right to it. Page 23 talks about tardies and tardy enforcement, tardy discipline. But if you, and I'm talking about cell phones a little bit myself as well. But if you're not showing up on time, you're missing out on valuable instructional time. All right, earbuds, cell phones. I want to spend a little bit of time on this one because I want to make sure that we're clear on this. You are allowed to listen to your earbuds one ear before school, before 8:10, and during powwow. You are not allowed to listen to your earbuds after 8:10 and outside of powwow. That means you cannot listen to it between classes. You cannot listen to it in class. All right. Being able to use your cell phone, being able to listen to your earbuds is a privilege, and do not get that privilege taken away. You are allowed to text on your phone, not have a conversation, text on your phone between classes. But when you go to class, that phone must be put up and following that teacher's rule. If the teacher tells you to put it in the cell phone caddy, put it in the cell phone caddy. If the teacher says power it off, power it off. Okay, rule states very clearly in the handbook. Activate it. All right, your cell phone goes off, and it's not where your teacher said to put it. They can ask for it. You say no, I'm not going to give my cell phone. Okay, cool. We'll deal with it as administrators on the administrative side because we're being very clear about this. So once again, before 8:10, before school, and during powwow, you're allowed one earbud in. All right, and between classes, you're allowed to text on your phone, but you're not allowed to have conversations. If you have questions, if you're unsure, err on the side of caution and don't put your earbuds in. Let's try that. Err on the side of caution and don't put your earbuds in. All right. Now, also, hoodies, head wraps, things of that nature are not allowed. We went over some of the dress code. Mr. Burns going to go over in depth. The skirts being too short, shorts being too short. We had guys come up here this morning as well. Holes in your jeans or pants above 3 inches. Mid-wrist, which is your stomach showing. Spaghetti strap tops. All those things. All right. Tomorrow we will begin dress code enforcement in earnest. So please make sure that you're properly dressed. And if you have questions, again, ask. Then also response to fights. This is high school. We know fights are going to happen. We know that those things, some people just are going to get in a disagreement. That just happens. We'll deal with that. But if you are not involved, let's be clear about this. You have 3 responses if you see a fight happening. 1, go in the opposite direction. 2, go get help. 3, stay exactly where you are. Okay, because sometimes you're in the cafeteria and you're eating lunch and something may break out. Stay where you are. Don't get up and walk, say, let me go get a better view. Don't say, let me pull out my cell phone and record this. Let me go get somebody else. Hey, they fighting in here. All of those things are not allowed. And then also, if you look in the handbook, on page 14, it talks about fighting, instigating. It says fighting or instigating, which means causing a fight. What do they mean by that? Let's say I have a friend. I tell that friend, I don't like him. My friend goes and tells him that he doesn't like you. And he comes to me and we start fighting. You have just instigated that fight. And because you've just instigated that fight, you will receive the same exact consequences as the two of us who fought. See, I say again, if you instigate a fight, you take information from one person to another, and they end up fighting, you are just as guilty because you as a friend did more than your friend told you. It ain't like, that's not your responsibility to go tell somebody else. You've just instigated that fight, and you receive the same exact consequences. Same thing if you post a video or record a fight. You may say, I recorded, but I deleted it. If I see that you had your phone out and you were recording it, oh, I deleted it. I'm still going to give you consequences. My administrator is still going to give you consequences. So be careful on that. All right. First week schedule. This week, everybody should be reporting to homeroom Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday to start the school day, because we have to do counts. All right. So even if you're late arrival, early dismissal, dual enrollment, career center, you're going to report to homeroom first, and then we'll tell you where to go from there. But everybody's going to report to homeroom first. All right. Also, we are not going to start powwow until next week. We have 5 days of homeroom videos to make sure we go over with you all. So we're going to make sure that we're going to do that. We're going to report to homeroom. 9th and 12th will report to homeroom after 4th period. 10th and 11th will report to lunch. And then we'll switch. 10th and 11th will report to homeroom. 9th and 12th will go to lunch. And then also you'll be going over the code of conduct throughout your class periods as well and signing off. Math has Mondays. English has Tuesdays. Science has Wednesdays. Social studies has Thursdays. And your elective classes have Friday. All right. So we're going to give you 5 different chances to make sure you get information on the code of conduct. Schedule changes. We are entertaining schedule changes this week for 3 reasons. 1, if you have a hole in your schedule, meaning you have a first period, second period, fourth period, fifth period, sixth period, seventh period, and you don't have a third period, you have a hole in that schedule, you are to report to the guidance office, to the counseling office, and we're trying to get that hole fixed. 2, if you've already taken a class and received credit for it, and you're in that class again, meaning you took, let's say, biology last year, and you got a C in that class, and now you're sitting in biology again this year. That is the class that you've taken and gotten credit for. We'll get you out of that class. 3rd is if you want to look at a level change. Let's say you're sitting in an honors class, a CP class, or an AP class, and you say, you know what, I want to move to honors, I want to move to CP, or I want to move to AP. Okay, we'll entertain it for those reasons. So 3 reasons again that we'll entertain schedule changes. There's a hole in your schedule, if you want to entertain a level change, or if you've already taken the class and received credit in it prior to. All right. Lunch and powwow. Once again, please make sure that you're keeping the building clean. When we start powwow next week, please make sure you're doing that as well. And I know I'm going fast, well, I'm sorry. I apologize. Like I said, I went over, I had it all planned out, I had everything done yesterday, but I'm trying to move a little fast today to try and get it ready for y'all for homeroom. Next up, literacy and numeracy. Those are 2 very important skills. And when I talk about literacy, the ability to read, write, and speak. And when I talk about numeracy, the ability to add, subtract, multiply, divide, and do math functionalities. All right. Those are 2 very important skills that translate throughout your entire lifetime. And this year, for the first time, we are giving the MAP test. We used to give RI and MI. We're giving the MAP test, which will gauge your literacy and numeracy, and we're giving it to all 4 grade levels, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. Please make sure you take both of those tests very seriously, because I will be using that to provide you all support and see where we need to provide you all support. So please make sure you're taking those tests very seriously. And if you have questions, if you have concerns, if there's something that you want to get better at, we have the resources available to help you. So please make sure you're taking advantage of those. So every single one of you, and last, received the South Aiken Handbook as well, which is including your South Aiken agenda. If you look in here on page 29, it talks about the requirements to be promoted. Freshmen, please make sure you familiarize yourself with that. Sophomores, juniors, seniors. It talks about what each grade level requires of you to be promoted to the next grade level. So please make sure you familiarize yourself with that. Like freshmen, you need to pass 5 classes, one of which has to be an English class, one has to be a math class. I get calls every summer. Hey, my student is still considered a 9th grader. They should be a 10th grader. They took their classes. But ma'am, sir, they did not pass Algebra 1 or they did not pass English 1, so they're still considered a freshman. Well, I don't think that's right. That's state law. That is the regulation. You have to do those things. So please make sure you familiarize yourself with that. Also, if you think about you want to be an honor graduate, if you go to follow page 30, that information is in here as well. All right. And also our alma mater printed bright right there on the back of the agenda as well. So please make sure you're familiar with that. A lot of information. But please make sure you take the time to go through the code of conduct, go through the handbook. Because one thing you need to know and understand, ignorance of the law, the rules, the procedures does not negate the law, the rules, the procedures. Saying I don't know, I didn't know is not an excuse. Okay, is not an excuse. It does not work in the real world. It does not work in school. I don't know is not an excuse. So please make sure you familiarize yourself with that. Lastly, set some goals for yourself. I talked about my why earlier. I told you to think about you all, why you're here. Set some goals for yourself. June 3rd is coming no matter what. Don't waste your time. Set a goal for yourself and see see how close you can get to it. Set a goal. Figure out where you want to be at the end of this year. And see how we can help you get to it. All right. So again, a lot of information. I'm gonna cut short right there because I know this video's got to go out to you all, and I don't know how much time I got left. So really quickly, I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna say it over and over and over again, and you'll hear it over and over and over again because all of you are important. It is and always will be every thoroughbred, every day, all means all.